Kabam are now more powerful than before. I'm trying to do like a Star Wars line of like unlimited power. Yeah, so they've kind of got like more unlimited power. I'm going to be going over the changes Kabam did to terms of service. It's been something I've wanted to kind of like address, look at for a little while now, but I kind of feel like this is kind of like a good kind of final video Friday because there's a lot of things to go over. So if you haven't seen, again, just going to repeat myself, Kabam changed a few things. It sent out a message to everybody. Don't know if you saw it. Maybe did, maybe didn't. Especially if you have to opt into the, seeing information. So you kind of like get sent something. I always say with like terms of service changes with any company, if you check out any company in the world, they've got airtight terms of service, but a lot of the time they do not flex their kind of legal muscle to kind of action out a lot of stuff. Some do. Like, I'm not saying that like companies don't, but like a large quantity of the time, like companies do not flex a lot of what they put in their terms of service. I mean, like I said, go and read some of the terms of services of some of the different companies in the world, and you'll probably go, "Oh, hang on, I might have broken a law that kind of required, I don't know, a Coca-Cola to be drank in a swimming pool." Like there's so many things. It's just the case a lot of the time that they'll do that just so that companies don't get sued, because I can imagine like, legal is just all about covering your butt for any kind of like issues. Any case, like all that aside, Kabam have made some changes and alterations, and there's still some stuff that like I don't think a lot of us really take into consideration when it comes to Kabam terms of service and getting banned. I mean, I'll give you a good example. We'll get like right to the chase with stuff. Code of conduct and standards. There's one for, I think, disrupt, harass, engage, and any conduct intended to disrupt, diminish the game experience with other players, yada yada, threaten, and there's that. Funny enough, that's already been actioned. That has been actioned. Or there's some other stuff. Like, I'm really confused about like the extent of some of these particular terms of service on the numbering systems, because it looks very different. I need to get up this image in a second, which is somebody getting, oh, that's it, getting banned for terms of service 10 and 11. So I'll just get this image up on screen for you to see, which is this. One of my mods brought this to their attention to like point out this. Your account has been suspended for inappropriate language or behavior, terms of service 10 and 11. Now, again, like I'm not quite sure like how these like all kind of working with the numbering system, because that's not what that's. I mean, that's 10 and 11 on this, on security services, interference, disruptions, but it doesn't, and bypassing. But maybe that's something on because that's code of conduct standards. But maybe it's like unauthorized transactions. So maybe they did an unauthorized transaction of communication services. As part of the services, will provide you in connection with the use of Kabam's games related to website. You may send communications in about. But that numbering system doesn't exactly. But maybe there's some like banning thing. So I don't know. Maybe there's something in particular. But hey, like I don't know. It's just quite weird. Copyright infringement and counter notification, DMCA stuff. Okay, so this is always a very grey area with it, especially for content creators like myself and many others. There's this kind of like fine line and stuff. If anyone remembers the times of GDPR, I think it's Article 13 or Article 11 with Europe. At the end of the day, YouTube is all about it's meant to be transformative content. Of course, if you take something, you put it up there. Like if you take a trailer of Marvel Contest of Champions and put it up on your own, YouTube channel, that's always kind of like a debatable thing, because it's kind of like a no. And what Kabam can do is DMCA. They can bring it down, cut it down, and also they can strike YouTube channels. And if Kabam wanted to strike YouTube channels, then of course they can make sure that they strike a YouTube channel that then several more strikes and it's curtains for a YouTube channel. It's bye-bye YouTube channel. But the weird thing about this is that like we use a lot of the... So I don't know... YouTube is always a very grey area for transformative content, because effectively we're like, hey, we're covering a game. we're playing the game that has sound that we can't, if we wanted to. The game sounds you can hear, but the music you could technically like turn off. There's also other things as well, like, well, in a thumbnail you'll use an image of a champion. Well, you're not really meant to, but you are allowed to. There's a lot of grey area with copyright infringement and stuff like that. But I can imagine if Kabam wanted to, they can DMCA strike. I think there's a lot of reasons as to why. I don't know if you've noticed this. Data miners, a lot of the time, have now stopped with putting video on YouTube. I'm not saying they're not doing it, but it has kind of gone down. I remember back along, MCOC mod used to post stuff, and the rumor was MCOC mod was approached by the legal team. It was potentially sued as far as Disney level, and I don't know if that is to be true or not. But there was always a rumor with that one, back in the day when I think leaking stuff and data mining stuff was a lot more kind of not accepted, but it was less frowned upon as it is now with it. But any case, moving on. Because data mining does get a mention, but I don't know if it kind of falls into different types of categories of stuff. And do bear in mind, there's been a lot, and Kabam have even mentioned this as being like an approach from legal on it. And I don't know if what this does then starts the ball rolling to say that, hey, if this particular person out there is data mining, then they're going to get a slap on the wrist with stuff. But it's not. The thing is, as much as I think Kabam's legal team will want to take care of it, the fact is they haven't. And of course they've got to be silent. And I want to say that there's something's probably brewing at the moment. That's the kind of idea that I get from Kabam's side of things, is they're brewing to take on stuff. But to be honest, I don't know how easy it's not. This isn't like Rockstar. Well, I don't know. Could this be on the same level as Rockstar punishing people the same way they did against GTA 6? Do you remember the GTA 6 leaks? Well, do you remember what happened to that person? That person is, I think, from the UK and is going to be taken to court. So, is this on that same level? And that's again, will Kabam go as far as that? Again, don't know with it. But something has been mentioned about data mining. But to be honest, when reading this, it kind of looks more to be like going to data mine to steal information. So, I don't know. Harvest, intercept, read, collect, or mine any information about any users on the service, including any services available through third-party platforms, including personal information of other accounts. So there's that. But I don't know if that falls into a different category on matters. Now that I think about it, wouldn't this particular person that is data mining have to gain access to the developer level of access? And of course, what they're going to do is try and get access. That's the thing, isn't it? How they gain access is going to be the point that what Kabam have to then punish. So that might be it. That might be the way that... Because it's not like going, okay, well, what you're doing is you're logging into a game, the game as it is. You are taking a Kabam level account, email address, password, and you are having access to that developer build. I'd assume. I don't know, but I'd assume that's the way you have to do it. Because it's a developer build that they go into. Game files, difficult, because a lot of the time that will be kind of when the game is live. Unless something has kind of been put into it. But what I'm thinking is, this particular person, these data miners, will access developer builds. Which then causes an issue. So that's all very interesting. It's all very suspicious, and it's something that, of course, Kabam are looking to kind of go, look, well, we're putting this in place now because we hadn't put this this particular mention in place before when it comes to data mining. Now we're doing it because we want to crack down on it. Oh, and this gives them then legal precedence to then sue. But as I said, put in the comment section, do you think Kabam will go the Rockstar Take-Two GTA 6 leaks route? Or will they go a different route with how they look to punish this? Now, as I said, I'm not 100% sure with anything that's been changed in this one, except for we're just going over some stuff that I think is relevant to mention in this. I think in a nutshell, it's kind of in a sentence, What has changed? Don't know. Long story with it is that some things have changed. You have, if you thought you had some level of power, like 1% of power, you don't. You now have, I want to say, 0% of power. And of course that will continue on. Like, sorry, if you had 1% of power, you now have 99%. They have 99% of power. Now we're down to 99.95. You have a 0.05% of power when it comes to the game. To be honest, actually, maybe it's not. Maybe it's 100% power. Kabam's way. They have ultimate power. And look, like, I would advise anybody that's thinking of data mining, just don't. Just to save your own butt, really. The same thing with kind of do not share accounts. Do not use VPNs. Of course, it's going to be difficult from country to country situations. Try to make sure your account is in the best stead possible. And of course, if things go wrong that you're then banned, move on to a different game. If you've invested a lot of time and effort, the biggest thing you can have is regret about a mobile game. Come on. You know, in about 10 years, no one's going to remember like this game. Maybe they will actually. I shouldn't say that. So in any case, I just want to finish up by saying that if you wanted a kind of bullet point about, or kind of like one sentence about this particular coverage of what's changed, short answer, not sure. But it's anything that's not really helpful, Rich. But kind of like the way to kind of explain it is that if you had, I don't know, 1% of power, you now have 0.05% of power, where the rest of the power, 99.9, I don't know, 0.5 is percent of power goes to Kabam. That's basically it. To kind of, they have more power now. You know, you have a slither of power. And I would say it's probably best to just like keep your account in a good stead. Make sure you don't cheat. Don't use hacks. Don't use cheats. Like, don't data mine. Like, it's just not going to be worth it. It's really not worth it. Surely you've got a better things to do with your time than data mining in this game. Like, play another game. Go out and touch some grass. Me and Em went for a walk. We then cooked dinner together. You know, I'm not going to waste 2 hours just going, I'm going to sit on my butt playing MCOC, think about, I don't know, doing something that's wrong with the game or naughty with the game and ordering a takeaway. No. Come on. You know, there's better things to do. So enjoy the whimsy, the mystery of things that happen in Marvel Contest of Champions. Enjoy it whilst it is, whether you spend, whether you don't. But do bear in mind by reading this, if you spend, it's virtual and it's got no monetary value. It's got no monetary. Damn, all those years that I put into spending a little bit in game. Damn, not worth it, was it? Not worth it at all. Oh, anyway, that's been the video. Check out some other content located on the screen. What's your thoughts on all of this? Are you scared? Are you not? Are you quivering in your little MCOC boots? Thoughts in the comment section. Bye bye.